What's up, everybody? It's Rashad Buie back again for another episode of Bottle of Buie, where I cover the hottest topics in sports, especially if it is OU related. Today I want to break down UFC Fight Night. It was a really good card. If you missed out, well, let's dive in. First fight of the night on the main card was a heavyweight bout. There were 3 heavyweight bouts, as a matter of fact, on the main card, but the first one of the night was Arlovski versus Tom Ospinal. I don't really know much about Tom coming into the fight, but Andre, he had won his last 2 by unanimous decision. He was 42 years old. I mean, he's been fighting for a really long time. And then Ospinal, on the other hand, he's 2-0 in the UFC. Both of them coming with TKOs in the very first round. 27 years old, 15 age difference between the two. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to decide who you think was going to win. You got a 42-year-old man in the octagon, which you probably shouldn't be in there anymore. Ospinal came in minus 265 favorite. First round, Ospinal, I had winning pretty handily. I had him winning 10-9. He stunned Arlovski in the first round. Other than that, it wasn't too much action, but he stumbled Arlovski, and that was enough to give him the round. Then you go to the second round, and it was a quick round. Ospinal ended up winning by a rear naked choke minute 9 into the second round. He ended up shooting, tried to get the takedown, and then he got it about halfway. He got him about halfway down, and then he just slipped behind him and locked in the rear naked choke. And he didn't even tap, or he tapped pretty quick. He didn't even have it locked in for very long. I don't know if he just had it locked in that good or if he just knew it was over, but he tapped real quick. Ospinal ends up getting the win. He wanted the winner of another main card heavyweight fight between Arlovski and Chris. I don't know if he's going to get that fight next, but he might, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know who he's going to fight next, really. You go to the second fight, the main card is a middleweight bout between Phil Hawes and Imavov. I have no idea how to say his first name, so I'm never going to attempt it. But Phil Hawes, I like Phil Hawes a lot. He came to the fight minus 125 favorite. He's who I had winning the fight beforehand. But he won his UFC debut by first round TKO and 18 seconds in. And then Imavov won his UFC debut also by unanimous decision. Both fighters came in 9-2, both off of their UFC debuts. So it was a really hyped up fight. The line was even for a while, and then Phil Hawes ended up becoming the favorite. But I had Hawes win the first round 10-9. He had 2 takedowns. He had clinch control for the majority of the first round. Not much was done by Imavov in the first round. In the second round, I had Hawes winning again. Put him up 20-18 on the cards. He had 2 more takedowns. Imavov did wobble Hawes, but Hawes was able to get a takedown right after that, so it kind of just erased what Imavov had done. If it would have stayed on the feet, Imavov might have been able to get the finish, potentially, because he was wobbled, but as soon as he got wobbled, he shot and got the takedown, so that was kind of into that. In the third round, Imavov almost had Hawes finish. He was so close for like 2 or 3 minutes. He wobbled him several times, but every time Hawes would get wobbled, he would just clinch up. And Imavov just, I don't know why he couldn't prevent him from clinching up. If he would have just kept throwing, he easily would have finished him. I don't really know what he was doing, if he just couldn't prevent him from clinching. I'm not really sure, because he wasn't shooting at all. He was just straight clinching up while he was wobbled, so it's not like it could have been that good of a clinch, but Imavov wasn't able to keep him off. But I had Imavov winning that round because he was so close to finishing him multiple times in that third round. But I had Hawes winning the fight 29-28 by unanimous decision. But he ended up winning by majority decision because one judge had it 28-28 and the other 2 had it 29-28. But Phil Hawes gets the win. He wants the winner of Chris Weidman or Uriah Hall. He probably will get it because he's up and coming. I hope that'll probably be a good fight. Like I said, I'm a real big fan of Phil Hawes. He's an upcoming fighter. Next bout, another heavyweight bout, second heavyweight bout of the card, was Arlovski and Chris Dawkins. Chris is minus 177 favorite coming in. Olenek, another old fighter. This is his 75th professional fight. He has 59 wins by submission. His previous fight, he got TKO'd by Derrick, who was obviously the main card of the night. And then Dawkins is 2-0 in the UFC, another up-and-coming fighter. Both of his wins came in the first round. Again, 12-year age difference, similar to the first fight of the night, 15 age difference. But Dawkins had another first-round finish. It was a quick fight. which I expected. I mean, Oleinik is just too old. He needs to retire. I think he's just racking up the money at this point, and he's not good. I mean, his time has definitely passed. But he got a TKO. Dawkins got a TKO in the first round once again. He said he just wants to fight whoever's in front of him. Oleinik was the 10th contender, and I imagine Dawkins, maybe he'll slip up to 10, who knows. But he's going to be top 15 for sure. And he said he just wants to fight whoever's ranked in front of him. He said everyone's going to get it, so we'll see. I don't know if he's that good to be calling out everybody ranked in front of him, but we'll see what he can do. Fourth fight of the night was in the featherweight division. This is Charles Rosa versus Derrick Minner. Rosa was a favorite, minus 190, which I thought he was going to get it, but he did not. It was a straight, you-know-what. But Rosa won his last fight by split decision, and then Minner won his last fight by first-round submission. But Minner, I had him winning all 3 rounds. Like I said, I didn't think it was close, and neither did the judges. I had him win the first round 10-9. He had 2 takedowns and complete ground control for the entirety of the first round. Rosa just could not do anything. Rosa kept trying to counter while he was on his back, trying to get an arm bar or a triangle choke while he was on his back, but he just couldn't. So he spent the entirety of the round on his back. And then second round, same outcome. I had him winning that round, Minner winning that round, actually 10-8, put him up 2017 on my card. And he knocked Rosa down, and once he knocked him down, he pounced on him, and again had complete ground control for the entirety of the round, just about. Rosa could not do anything. He couldn't get out from underneath him once he was on his back. Then you go to the third round. Minner once again got ground control. He ended up getting ground control in the third round within 15 seconds. Like Rosa, I don't know what he was doing, but he got dominated. This was probably the most clear-cut fight of the night, in my opinion. But he ends up, I had him winning 30-25 by unanimous decision. He ended up winning by unanimous decision. Don't remember what the scorecards were from all the judges, but it wasn't close, no matter what they were. We'll jump to the fifth fight of the night, which was a co-main in the women's bantamweight division. Is Ketlen Vieira. She's minus 278 favorite. She's 6th contender, and then versus the 7th contender, Yana, which I don't even know how to say her last name. They didn't say it the entirety of the fight. They just called her Yana. But Vieira came in 11-1, and then Yana's been 3-1 since her title fight loss to Cyborg in 2018. So she's trying to come back, trying to get back in contention. But Vieira, she came out strong, won the first round, I thought, 10-9. And she had over 4 minutes of control time, and then you jump to the second round. It was the same story, just vice versa. Yana had over 4 minutes of control time. Not very many strikes were thrown by Vieira in either round, but Yana was still throwing while she was having control on the ground. And then the third round was pretty close, I thought. I had Vieira winning the fight 30-29, so I had her winning that third round. But Yana ended up winning 29-28 by unanimous decision. I could have had it going either way. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I thought that Vieira should have won just because she had ground control for the majority of the third round. I just feel like if you're on your back and you didn't win the round, if you're spending the majority of the round on your back, then that's not going to get it done. But the big thing for Yana was when she was on her back throughout the entirety of the fight, not just the third round, but for the third round specifically, she was still throwing shots, still landing shots. And the judges, that's what they took notice of. And then to end the round, about 20 seconds left, she ended up throwing some nasty elbows and busted Vieira up on the side of her head. But look at the strike total. Yana won the strike total 178-16. Like I said, Vieira didn't throw at all hardly. But she had complete ground control when she was winning. She had 7 minutes compared to 3 for Yana. But like I said, it just depends on what you consider is more significant. I mean, Yana didn't have any big strikes. She didn't stun her or wobble her or almost knock her out or anything, but she was active while she was on the ground, and that was the difference for the judges. She said she wants to fight anyone in front of her. We'll see what happens with her. And then the big fight of the night, the main event. I was really excited for this fight. It's number 2 contender Curtis Blaydes. He's minus 400 favorite versus 4 contender Derrick Lewis. I'm a big fan of Derrick Lewis. Probably my favorite fighter in that division. Yeah, but anyways, Blaydes coming into the fight, he had won 5 straight. He was set to face the winner of Miocic and Ngannou, which that's who he lost to in his last loss. He said he wanted a title fight after he got done with Derrick Lewis. And then Derrick Lewis, I mean, he's looked like a completely new fighter since he lost his title fight to Daniel Cormier a couple years ago now. He's won 3 straight now. But you jump to the first round, Blades, he won. I had him winning 10-9. I mean, both fighters were just kind of filling each other out. Not much action, but Blades did land a couple shots, got a couple significant strikes in that first round. But it was a quiet first round on both parts, but I gave it to Blades. And then the second round, it was still slow. I mean, Derrick Lewis just wasn't throwing nothing. I mean, he was just waiting on Blades to shoot, because that's how you beat Derrick Lewis, really, is getting him on the ground. And Derrick Lewis was waiting for his opportunity. Blades shot, and Derrick Lewis threw the uppercut, and it was night after that, because he locked up and it was over. After he locked up and fell, Derrick Lewis bounced on him and landed 2 more shots, but he was already done for it. Ref just couldn't get in there in time to stop it beforehand. But yeah, Derrick Lewis gets another knockout, gives him 20 career knockouts, and he's probably going to get a title fight next. Probably going to fight the winner of Miocic and Ngannou. I think that's who I'm probably going to put my money on to win it, is Derrick Lewis. I mean, he looks like a completely different fighter. Big fan of Derrick Lewis for sure. But like always, consider subscribing, sharing. Catch y'all later. Deuces.